You wake up every single morning, walk to the bathroom cabinet, reach for that small orange bottle, and swallow a pill that you believe is your lifeline. You trust it. You trust the white coat that handed it to you. And you trust a system that says this little chemical compound is the only thing standing between you and a stroke. But what if I told you that the very thing you are taking to protect your heart might be slowly dismantling your metabolic health, draining your energy, and masking a much deeper problem that your doctor has completely ignored? Before we unravel this mystery, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who values their long-term health, because the information we are about to cover today is not something you will hear at your standard 5-minute checkup. I am Dr. Harrison Blake, and for the last 15 years, I have dedicated my career to moving beyond the temporary symptom management that keeps so many people feeling tired and trapped, focusing instead on the root causes of vitality and longevity. If you have ever felt like your prescription for blood pressure or cholesterol is just the first step on a downward spiral of declining health, drop a comment below letting me know what your biggest struggle is with these daily medications. Let us begin by looking at the cardiovascular system not as a pump with a plumbing issue, but as a dynamic, living ecosystem. Most people are told that high blood pressure is a disease of high pressure, implying that the pipes themselves are the problem. However, in my 15 years of clinical practice, I have learned that the blood pressure reading is almost always a messenger, not the criminal. When your doctor prescribes a standard antihypertensive, such as a calcium channel blocker or a beta blocker, they are essentially taking the gauge off the dashboard and throwing it away. The pressure drops. The number on the chart looks better, but the underlying reason your body felt the need to raise that pressure in the first place remains entirely unaddressed. Think of it like a fire alarm. When smoke fills a room, the alarm screams. The medication is like pulling the battery out of the alarm. The noise stops, but the fire is still burning behind the walls. Why does your body choose to raise its own pressure internally? It is a survival mechanism. If your blood vessels are stiff, narrowed by systemic inflammation, or clogged with oxidized fats, your heart has to work harder to ensure that every single organ, from your brain to your kidneys, receives the oxygen it needs to function. When you force that pressure down without healing the vessel walls, you are creating a recipe for cellular starvation. This is why so many of my patients who start these medications complain of extreme fatigue, brain fog, and a persistent, nagging feeling that they are just not themselves anymore. They are living in a state of medically induced low energy, and they think it is just a part of aging. I am here to tell you that it is not. Let us talk about the interplay between cholesterol and blood pressure, because these two are often treated as separate entities. Yet they are two sides of the same coin. When you see your doctor for your checkup, they look at your LDL, your HDL, and your triglycerides. They get worried about the LDL. They prescribe a statin, and then they look at your blood pressure and prescribe another pill. They never stop to ask why your lipid profile is skewed. They never ask about your insulin resistance, which is the puppet master of metabolic health. Insulin is a fat storage hormone, but also dictates how your blood vessels expand and contract. When your insulin levels are chronically high, your kidneys hold on to sodium, which keeps your blood volume artificially high, directly increasing your blood pressure. If you simply take a pill to block that sodium retention or to slow down your heart rate, you are ignoring the fact that your body is screaming for change in how you fuel it. Many people arrive at my office carrying a laundry list of prescriptions, and they are surprised when I tell them that the first step to better health is not adding another pill, but strategically removing the ones that are sabotaging their natural rhythm. This is not to say that you should throw your medication in the trash tomorrow. That is dangerous and reckless. What it means is that we must start building the biological foundation that makes those medications unnecessary. Think of your body as a house. If the foundation is cracking, you do not just put more paint on the walls to hide the cracks. You fix the foundation. The foundation of your health is your metabolic flexibility. It is your ability to switch from burning sugar to burning fat. It is the health of your endothelium, and it is a reduction of systemic inflammation caused by the standard modern diet. Let us look at the role of minerals. A significant portion of the population is chronically deficient in magnesium, a mineral that acts as a natural calcium channel blocker. When you are deficient in magnesium, your blood vessels cannot relax. They stay in a state of tension. When you go to the doctor, They see that tension and prescribe a pharmaceutical calcium channel blocker. You are essentially using a synthetic, isolated chemical to do the job that a natural, whole-body mineral should be doing. By restoring magnesium levels, reducing processed carbohydrates that spike insulin, and increasing healthy fats, many of my patients find that their blood pressure naturally drifts back into a healthy range. They do not just feel better. They feel like they have regained 10 years of their life. Now, you might be asking yourself why your primary care physician does not talk about this. The answer is simple and, I admit, a bit frustrating. The medical education system is designed to teach doctors how to diagnose a condition and match it with a corresponding pharmaceutical intervention. It is a system built on efficiency, not on root cause investigation. It is easier to write a prescription for a pill that has been validated by clinical studies than it is to sit down with a patient for an hour and explain how to change their diet, their sleep habits, and their stress management. I do not blame the doctors. I blame a system that has moved away from the art of healing and toward the science of management. You are the only person who is truly responsible for your health. Your doctor is an advisor, but you are the architect of your own biology. Let us delve deeper into the impact of these medications on your long-term vitality. Many antihypertensives deplete the body of coenzyme Q10, a vital nutrient that your heart cells need to produce energy. If you are on a drug that lowers your blood pressure, but also lowers your coenzyme Q10, you are effectively tiring out your heart while trying to save it. This is why long-term users of these medications often report decline in physical stamina. It is not just about the blood pressure number. It is about the quality of the life you are living while that number is managed. If you are surviving but not thriving, you are missing the point of medicine. The goal should be to feel vibrant, alert, and alive, not just to avoid a cardiac event. Consider the science of nitric oxide. You have a natural gas in your blood vessels that keeps them dilated and flexible. It is produced by the endothelium, the lining of your arteries. When you are stressed, sedentary, or eating a diet high in processed sugars, you destroy your ability to produce nitric oxide. Your vessels stiffen. Your blood pressure rises. The answer is not to take a pill to force the vessels open against their will. The answer is to provide the body with the precursors it needs to create its own nitric oxide. That means eating leafy greens, engaging in consistent, moderate movement, and managing your nervous system. Every time you take a deep, conscious breath, you are signaling to your body that it is safe, which reduces the sympathetic nervous system overdrive that contributes to high blood pressure. I have seen patients in their late 60s turn their health around in a matter of months by simply adjusting their meal timing. By implementing intermittent fasting, they lower their baseline insulin, which allows their kidneys to release the excess fluid they've been holding onto for years. Their blood pressure drops, their energy skyrockets, and they are finally able to talk to their doctors about tapering off their medications. It is a beautiful process to witness, but it requires patience and a willingness to stop looking for quick fix. The quick fix is precisely what got you into the situation. It is the belief that a pill can replace a lifestyle. Let's talk about the fear that holds so many people back. We are taught to fear our own physiology. We are taught that as we enter our 40s, 50s, and 60s, it is normal to fear a heart attack, to fear a stroke, and to trust only the pharmaceutical industry to save us. This fear is a powerful emotion that keeps people compliant. But what if you stopped fearing your heart and started loving it? What if you started providing it with the nutrients it craves, such as magnesium, potassium, and omega-3 fatty acids? What if you treated your body with the respect of an athlete instead of the neglect of a broken machine? The moment you shift your mindset from fear to empowerment is the moment you reclaim your future. You need to understand that blood pressure medication is a tool, not a cure. If you are in a crisis, if your pressure is dangerously high, use the tool. But do not mistake the tool for the destination. The goal is to reach a place where you no longer need the tool because your environment and your habits support a healthy, flexible, and efficient cardiovascular system. I want you to spend the next week tracking not just your blood pressure, but how you feel throughout the day. When do you feel the most tired? When is your brain fog the worst? Is it after a heavy meal? Is it after a stressful work meeting? Start noticing these patterns. Your body is constantly talking to you. You just have to learn how to listen. I often ask my patients to perform a simple experiment. For 2 weeks, cut out all refined sugars and processed grains. Just focus on whole foods, healthy fats like avocado and olive oil, and sufficient protein. Keep your hydration up with water and a pinch of high-quality sea salt. Most of the time, by the end of that second week, they realize that their energy has doubled and their blood pressure has stabilized on its own. They realize that they were not suffering from a deficiency of medication. They were suffering from an excess of toxic, inflammatory inputs. It is a profound realization because it shifts the locus of control from the pharmacy back to the kitchen and the home. I have spent 15 years watching people transform, and the one thing they all have in common is that they reached a breaking point where they stopped accepting the status quo. They became curious. They started asking, why am I taking this? What is the side effect profile? Is there a natural way to support my body? And every time they asked those questions, they found answers. You are finding answers right now. This journey of health is not a sprint. It is the rest of your life. It is about making small, sustainable changes that compound over time. It is about honoring the miracle of your own heart every single day. One of the most persistent myths I encounter is that once you start a blood pressure medication, you can never get off it. I hear this from patients who are terrified of their own doctors, as if their health is a prison sentence they are serving. I tell them that the body is incredibly resilient. If you provide the right signals, the body will move toward homeostasis. If you provide the inflammatory environment of a modern lifestyle, the body will protect itself by raising blood pressure. Change the environment, and the body will change its response. It is not magic. It is biology. Let's talk about the mental health component, because your cardiovascular health and your brain health are inseparable. Chronic stress releases cortisol, which elevates blood sugar, which increases insulin, which in turn raises blood pressure. It is a vicious cycle. If you're taking a pill for your blood pressure, but ignoring your stress, you are only tackling the tail end of the problem. You must find a way to switch your nervous system from fight or flight mode into rest and digest mode. This is not just fluff. It is science. Deep breathing, meditation, spending time in nature, and prioritizing quality sleep. These are not luxuries. They are the essential inputs for a healthy, functioning heart. Without them, you are fighting an uphill battle with one hand tied behind your back. Think about the quality of the sleep you are getting. During sleep, your body performs deep repairs on your arterial walls. If you are not sleeping, or if your sleep is fragmented by apnea or stress, your body remains a cycle of damage and repair that never yield a positive outcome. Many people with high blood pressure also suffer from undiagnosed sleep apnea. If you snore, if you wake up unrefreshed, or if you feel sleepy during the day, look into a sleep study. Treating the underlying sleep issue can often do more for your blood pressure than the most expensive medication on the market. It is all connected, and it is all about looking at the whole picture. I want you to look at your medicine cabinet tonight with a new perspective. Ask yourself if these bottles represent a lack of health or a path to transformation. Use them as a reminder of where you have been and as a motivation to build something better for your future. You are capable of so much more than you have been led to believe. Your body is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, designed to heal, designed to adapt, and designed to thrive. It just needs you to step up, take charge, and stop ignoring the signals it sends you every single day. As we wrap up this discussion, I want you to remember that the most powerful medicine is the choice you make at your next meal, the way you choose to handle your next stressful situation, and the commitment you make to move your body every single day. These are the foundations of health that no pharmaceutical company can ever patent. You have the power to change your trajectory. You have the power to stop the downward spiral. You have the power to live a life of high energy and sustained vitality, regardless of your age. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey toward better understanding your own body. If you found this information valuable, please share it with your family and your friends. We need to start a movement of health that focuses on root causes and individual empowerment. If you have questions about how to start your own journey, leave them in the comments and let us start a conversation that leads to real, lasting change. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more episodes where we break down the science of health into actionable, life-changing habits. You are the architect of your health, so start building today. I am Dr. Harrison Blake, and I will see you in the next video. where we will continue to uncover the truths that matter for your long-term longevity and happiness. Keep questioning, keep learning, and above all, keep taking care of the incredible body you have been given. Your future self will thank you for the decisions you make today. You are worth the effort, and your health is the greatest investment you will ever make. Focus on the basics, listen to your body, and always seek the truth about what is happening beneath the surface of your symptoms. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep striving for the best version of your life. Every small step you take is a giant leap for your health. Take that step, embrace the change, and enjoy the vitality that comes from living in alignment with your body's true needs. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your commitment to a better, healthier future.